Hi everyone. I wanted to finish off that with my last recipe that I made, and it was a jam, a peach salsa jam that I was trying to put together, and basically it flopped. And sometimes when you're canning, things flop and things don't turn out the way that you want them to do. And so I found this incredible group on Facebook, and I wanted to throw it out because the books that I read, if it doesn't set, then just throw it out. But with this incredible support of this group, wonderful group, they told me mix it up and make it into a syrup. And I decided to do that. I decided to mix it up and make it into a syrup. So I just took my immersion blender, blended it up a little bit, add a little bit more pepper flakes in it, a little bit more lime, pinch of salt, a couple pinches of more of salt, and I have a sweet, spicy peach pepper sauce, a dipping sauce, perfect for some chicken, and which is really great suggestion. So on your jams and all your canning, you're going to find a little bit of scum on there, and you want to remove that. The scum is the stuff that's left. I mean, that when you bubble it, it just rises to the top. So you're going to find that. It actually tastes pretty good, but I'm not going to eat it, but I'm going to taste it just to make sure that it's the flavor that I want for my dipping sauce, right? Pretty darn good, and it's got a bite to it. Yeah, got a nice bite to it. Yum. And the other part is I could use some to make a wonderful ketchup. So I thought a spicy peach ketchup. I'm going to go ahead and put it in here, but before I do that, I'm going to add some more because I don't want it that spicy. So I have this big batch, and I thought it didn't set. I'm going to throw it out. And I thought, and someone said, no, don't throw it out. And that was the best advice, because I actually cried because it didn't turn out. That I really wanted it to turn out because it had good memories of me and my mom in the kitchen, or when I used to watch my mom preserve as a child. That was a food memory for me. But it turns out that I could deal with the peppers with the dipping sauce. So I have more here. I'll just show you real quick how I did it. And so I took my non-setting, and I'm going to use some of this to make a barbecue sauce. I'm going to go ahead and add it in here. And I just let it set overnight, just so that I can think about what I was going to do with it. So, and then wait. I kind of walked away and waited, and sometimes that'll happen in canning. But I thought, well, that's probably how they made the sweet and sour. You probably created it, something flawed in the kitchen. So you just go ahead and just blend that a little bit. So go ahead and stir that. And I'm going to go ahead and pour this into that, since I did I probably over seasoned it a little bit. I don't want it too strong. You could probably put some more acid in there, like lemons or limes, but I think I'm going to leave it just the way it is because I'm pretty happy with it. And what really tickled me is when the group told, one of the members of the group told me, pack it up and send it to me. That made me laugh. And that made me smile. All I needed to hear was a little bit of encouragement. And sometimes you need to hear that when you're cooking in the kitchen. You just need someone to encourage you because it can be frustrating. You have an ideal of how something's going to turn out, and then you kind of, it flops and it doesn't work out, and you can turn it around. And I don't know if you've ever watched the movie Tortilla Soup, where in the beginning of the movie they burnt the they actually burnt the bread that was supposed to be used for the dessert, and the chef, they called the chef, and the chef called it melange something, mess or something, and it turned out really, I mean, he ended up saving the apples and the crusted bread, or whatever the dessert was. He ended up saving it, and he ended up using it, and he called it a different name, which I thought was incredibly creative. So I think that's something. So I kind of wanted to talk about that a little bit, and just kind of encourage those who are canning, like I was encouraged. Didn't have enough pectin because it was a low pectin fruit. And this is another thing to remember when you are looking for your pectins. Look at the ingredients on there. I found this pectin, and one of the pectins, this pectin happened, I wrote down low pectin. You manufacturers out there, you need to put down for low pectin fruit or whatever is low pectin, because what I noticed when I was reading the ingredients, so for your information, one of the packages, there was 3 different packages on the shelf, and so one of the packages said dextrose, fruit pectin, and citrus acid, which assists in the gel itself. But the other package said dextrose, citrus acid, and the fruit pectin. So there's a difference, and it could have been that I used the wrong package, or and then there was one that says for low sugar. So the pectin really helps you set your fruit. As close as possible. Oh, that's going to be nice dipping sauce. And what a gift this will be, right? So that dries out. And usually when they're pulled out like that, out of the, when you pull them out, the water, they will dry on their own. Just take all that excess water out. They usually will dry because they're so hot. Okay. Almost done. Get a spoon. Because I want to even it out. I want to level them out evenly. Put on my granny glasses. Then I want to take my stick, make sure all the air bubbles are out. I think I have one more that I can fill up. And the top should be completely clean. There's not very many bubbles in this one, which is good. So never feel discouraged when something just does not come out the way you expected it to. Okay. I'm really focused in on this, on my sauces that I created. Touch that. Okay, let's see which one needs more. Pretty much all the same. Well, and I could hear my mom telling me, don't waste. Don't waste anything. Now, if you happen to scorch your fruit on the bottom, immediately transfer it to a different pot so that that burnt does not come through your fruit. Okay, there's plenty of bubbles, so you kind of want to stir it up. Okay. I could see them. Yeah, and they will be judged. That's the tedious part, of making sure that there's no bubbles. So you want to go back and look at them, like I've shown you in the other videos. Sure, they have big machineries to do this. it's hot. For the down edges.